made it. Look at this.
Hype.
Episode number 5 of the Plane Chasers. And if you can see, we're on a little known magic plane called Ixalan.
Let's
Last
go.
session, the party got into a pretty good fight at Lord Anduin's cottage where he was trying to hide his sister who'd been turned into a vampire. Uh, Orty's character, Sloane, was scared. It set off the brooch, and a big flash of light happened, and everyone, including the vampire and Lord Anduin, were transported to the plane of Ixalan. Even though at the moment they have no idea they're on a plane of Ixalan, they just know they're on a beach somewhere with an old man and a Triceratops. But that's besides the point. We've got some cool role players down underneath me. Myself, I'm Dawson, the GM for this Magic the Gathering themed D&D campaign. We have with us, who I just mentioned, a rogue named Sloane. Can you tell us about yourself?
Yo, what's up, guys? My name's Jordy. I'm part of JankMats, and I'm here playing a rogue. Just got level 3, so I'm an arcane trickster now. Looking forward to trying my little mage hand today. But yeah, looking forward to having fun, playing some D&D with my friends.
Hell yeah.
All right. Next up, we have a warlock who worships a certain serpent god. I can't remember the name of. It's just it's going over my head. Who is that? Can you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Serena. I'm a warlock, and I worship Coma Cosmo Serpent and Coma Cosmo Serpent only. And I am a warlock to the core. You guys will see my Eldritch Spear, which goes 300 feet, hopefully a lot here on Ixalan, and I'm excited to play and hopefully maybe meet some snakes along the way.
We've also got a cleric. Every group would not be complete without a cleric. She was raised by frogs, though. How does that work? Can you tell us about yourself down there, Arden Marie?
Hi everyone, I'm Magic Highness, but here in this world I am Artie for short, Arda Marie the Rose for long, and I am just a poor slave girl who was raised by grungs graciously because my mother washed up on their shores. So I am excited to finally just be on my own and experience the world, and hopefully find out what amazing potions, poisons, and things I can do and find to take back home to deal with this undead problem.
We have also another caster of the healing type. We have a druid in the group, going by the name of Clementine. That fiery red hair, can you tell us about yourself?
Yes, so I am playing Clementine, a half-elf druid, and I am just now leaving my hometown for the first time. So I was brought up in Agrison, so this is my first time ever leaving the world, so I am dazed and confused, but I'm happy to have my friend Serena here with me, as she and I have connected before the party met, so I'm relying on her. I feel very protective of her, so I feel that she is a bit chaotic at times, and so I try to rein her in a bit, but maybe she's rubbing off on me because at level 3 I do have a lot more spells now, so I'll get to try a bunch of fun stuff, and I'm excited to continue to do some wild shaping. And I saw this giant thing that was like as big as trees the last time we came here, so maybe I'll get to figure out what that animal was so I could wild shape into it.
That'd come in handy.
That would come in very handy. And last but not least today, because we are unfortunately missing our group paladin, which we'll get to in a sec, we have a ranger who also seems very adept at setting up streams. Can you tell us about yourself?
Hell yeah, thanks, dude. I'm Wild, aka Sleeves and Dweebs. I'm playing the group's Gloomstalker Ranger now because we're at level 3. So I'm the highest DPS in the party, so I'm just going to be blowing stuff up the whole time. It's going to be dope.
All right, and as I said, our trusty paladin Kaiba is out this session, so I'll be doing my best Kaiba impression for St.
Goopert.
You do that too good.
Hopefully, it's on the way as I fail miserably at voices. So here we are. We've got Ixalan, and they had popped up onto a beach where an old man who rides a Triceratops was fishing. Only in Ixalan. Let me get to that.
We
There
fix
it is.
fix the
One
maps now
sec.
too, guys.
There it is. And we're there. This is the scene just as we left it when we left. Oh, I have to introduce you to one new character that you'll be seeing on the map. The Watcher. The Watcher is you, the audience. The Watcher is the character that'll be dragged around so that you can get the vantage point of each individual character as they take their turns.
Yep.
Fancy.
Fucking high tech, dude.
Yes. So the Watcher is not there as far as the party's concerned. So if you see the Watcher, don't say I run up and attack the Watcher. I mean, you can, but it would be quite a wasted turn.
Yeah, it's like the Observer from Marvel.
So, as we last left off, Lady Jillian crumbled to ash, fell into the sea, and blew away into the wind. Lord Anduin cried full tears as his sister faded into dust. He surrendered to Zan and Clementine as they surrounded him. Kaiba debated whether or not he should rush a man riding a Triceratops, and a man who rides a Triceratops is standing there at the edge of the wooded area, bushy wooded area, kind of cautious of the group of people who literally fell out of the sky. And we're here.
So Lord Anduin completely surrendered, chilling on the beach.
I got him in a choke. That's what happened. I got so mad I failed tackling him 3 times.
He's put his hands up.
I'm gonna say, Anduin, drop your sword.
Yeah, put it down.
It's on the ground.
The jig's up.
He's dropped his sword.
I'm gonna run out of the ocean and try to catch my breath real fast.
I'm gonna
Okay.
pick up his sword and ask him, that was your sister, Anduin? One that's been missing?
He's still kind of looking at the spot where the dust has now been washed away by a couple of waves, the ash rather, and he just nods and says yes, and pulls a hand down from up above his head to wipe a tear from his cheek.
Is the sword a long sword or like a short sword?
Sword is a long sword, yes.
Long sword. I toss it over to Zan. I'm like, here you go, Zan. You could probably make some good use out of this.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Um,
I'm gonna put it in my bag.
What do we do with this guy? What do you guys want to do?
I
we
quickly
spare him?
side-eye Serena, like, did he just give him a sword?
I gave Zan a sword.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll start the bidding at 100 gold pieces.
I deny all of that. I'll just watch from afar on that one.
Well, wasn't it Sloane that caught some kind of like ritual happening between Lord Anduin and his sister back in the cabin? I don't think I know about that, but maybe our kitty cat friend could ask Lord Anduin.
Yeah, Anduin, what was going on when I caught you guys in that room? It freaked me the hell out. I thought she was in trouble and she tried to kill me.
He says she didn't turn as she was supposed to. She was
What?
not as the others.
Is that what were you trying to become a vampire too? You and your dad?
We had other plans, but the general idea, yes, was to rule with our father in death.
Yeah, so it's probably a good thing that we saved you from an unsavory fate, like your sister over there. I point to her ashes washing up on the beach.
Why the hell do you guys want to go and do that? You guys were.
He looks a bit,
Top of the town.
beaten by the whole situation, and says, I beg to differ. I don't think losing my entire family is saved.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Well, either way, Anduin, we're in a. This happened to me before, and I gotta tell you, buddy, we're in a strange land, and you're far, far away from your home, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
He says it's probably good. They'd probably have hanged me.
Well, you're not out of the woods yet. We might kill you.
Yeah,
There's good reason not to.
no one would know.
He just goes completely kind of like wide-eyed at you, and he just keeps his hands up. You still got him in a chokehold, right, Zan?
Yeah. Be like, as I recall, I let you go last time, and I think you took a swing at one of my friends back there. That's not very grateful of you. So, I would watch your
Well,
back, little guy.
As your friend, your furry friend here has said,
They
run,
not
run a
blast
new
him
world.
right here.
So why don't we get a new start? He looks a bit
I tell you-
desperate, standing there with his hands up.
What do you have to offer us?
I think you've already taken it, so I don't really have anything to offer.
I'm searching for gold. I'm gonna pat him down.
You find a small coin purse in his front pouch on his belt.
Okay, I'm just gonna pocket that for now. I'll share the spoils later.
You'd find a
course.
dagger on his belt as well.
Is it a nice dagger, or just like a plain dagger?
Just a plain dagger, just a
Okay,
dagger.
I'm gonna stuff that into my boot.
And he was in the cabin, so he really didn't have time to grab like stuff for on the go. But that probably would be about it.
Would he have any knowledge of the items from the ritual?
Likely some, probably not all.
Okay,
As you guys are standing there around Lord Anduin fussing, you start to hear the boom, boom. The guy that was on the Triceratops seems to have. You guys are doing your own thing, seem to start moving on down the.
Yeah, what the hell is that thing? I've never seen.
I don't know. I've
anything
never
like
seen
that
anything like it. It's a lot bigger than a dog. I'll tell you that.
He's just kind of riding past, headed down the beach.
Excuse me, sir. Before you leave, do you have a second to talk?
Kind of stops Triceratops and turns his head and says, "Is it probably in his 50s?" He looks down. He says, "Can I help you?"
I'll be honest with you. I have no idea where I am right now, and where are we? Do you know? Are you from around here?
You're a bit north on the Sword Coast.
Where exactly would the Sword Coast be located geographically?
Well, oh God, I Dawson am terrible at these names. Hold on a second, I need to go back. Oh jeez. I just don't want to completely butcher this. Okay, he says we're a bit north of Pachatupa.
All right.
And
What's,
I would
what's
like
the-
to ask, yeah, what is this? Who is this that you are riding on the side?
Can I pet it?
He pats the
Yeah.
he pats the Triceratops on the side where he's riding, kind of next to the saddle. You mean Bessie here?
Yes, what is Bessie?
Can I pet it?
Big best.
I begin
Bessie's
approaching.
a Triceratops. It's pretty common out in the inland ways. Because she's not super friendly.
Oh, can we pet it?
Ooh.
I slowly
wouldn't.
am approaching.
You guys approach and he kind of backs up.
I'm standing by Anduin.
Yeah.
Are
Kinda backs
all
up.
animals this big?
No, they range from the teeniest to the tallest. He says, "Look, you guys are more than welcome to come with me to the village."
Oh, that would be
I'm a smith.
amazing, sir.
He says,
Yeah, show us the village.
Well,
"Oops, wrong. Looking. They're gonna move that one a bit."
what about Anduin? What do we do with this guy? I'm tempted to just let him be. Let's just
No,
let him
name's
off the road
Gil.
in this.
I would just get
Let's-
eaten
let's
by
just-
one of those things over there, Bessie.
I think you should come with us.
I think we should bind him and drag him.
Yep.
Okay.
Bring him
Um,
along. Prisoner of war.
Anduin, I have one more question. At Drow, he activated a portal back at the church. Is there anything like was that to raise the dead? Or did he go somewhere? What was that about?
Says,
Do you
"I
know?
have no idea what you mean."
Okay. Yeah, Anduin, you're fucking worthless. Let's wrap this guy up. Let's drag him around. Come on.
No, I
grab
agree.
by his neck. I grab by his neck
He
and I'm
can
bringing him over
walk.
to the
He
dinosaur.
still good 2 feet.
Absolutely
If we
worthless.
bang him up too much,
So
we'll be able to help
good.
us fight later on.
I kick him in his ass. Literally.
Oh,
Okay.
it would seem as though I'm rubbing off on you guys. We're gonna drag this guy around now.
Gilbert says, "I'm Gilbert Smith. I'm the smith in La Puerta Verde. It's just maybe an hour south of here. Just come with me and we'll get there."
Ooh, a smith.
Excellent, sir. We appreciate you. They wouldn't happen to have taverns in this village we're going to, would they?
We do.
Oh, excellent.
We do.
Excellent.
Zan, my buddy Zan here is starting to get the shakes, if you know what I mean.
I know, I'm getting the DTs.
He says, just be wary of some of the clientele. That's all.
Duly noted, good sir.
Wait.
Kaiba comes up and says, do they have a chapel? I need to commune with St. Cuthbert. Oh, yes, they do have a chapel. Gilbert looks back. Says, let's go. You guys following him to town? To the village?
Yes,
We're gonna
sir.
follow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
follow
we're
the
gonna follow.
big reptile.
Right.
That's
There
very
we
cute.
go. As you walk
Wow.
for about an hour south along the coast changes a bit, but then you come over a little till and you come into a small, very small, I put you on the wrong end of town. I put you on the south end of town, but that's unimportant because this is not to scale, as you can see. This is just to let me know what your character is exploring in town. If you're going with somebody else, let me know. If you're going alone, let me know.
Ooh.
And you kind of have a free session in town. So for those of you watching this, most of these people here in this D&D campaign are very new to D&D.
First time.
So this is the group's first session where they've been let loose in a small village to do whatever they want, kind of like gear up, investigate, etc., try to find out if they can find other information, maybe get a mission, etc. So you guys are free to mill about town as you come in. If you want to keep talking to Gilbert, that's fine. If you want to go explore, find other people, that's fine. Here's a basic town map. There's in blue I've labeled the major points of interest. And if you guys go in turn order, just let me know.
I have a
what you're
question.
doing. Yes.
Do I need to do a short rest or a long rest or anything to wild
So-
shape back into my human self?
What's happened during the course of the Broach planeswalking you is
there we go.
do you remember that scene in The Matrix where Neo wakes up and he's like, no kung fu?
Yeah.
It's more or less like, you know how you can also forget things, but you don't know what you forget because you forgot it. You've planeswalked here to Ixalan, and somehow you know things you didn't know before, and it doesn't make any sense. And it literally is just you've had teachings from your grandmother that you could never grasp before, but all of a sudden something about traversing the multiverse has made you understand those things.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Oh,
If that makes sense.
yeah.
I'm gonna ask Bessie Ryder. What's his name? Gilbert.
Gilbert?
Yeah. Is there anywhere here that sells like magic oddities or maybe enchanted weapons?
He says Mortimer's is probably the best bet for something like that, but his stock is usually rotating, as he doesn't seem to only sell here in town.
Okay.
I'd like to go to the blacksmith.
You
unless
guys
there's
determined
a
what
Fletcher
order you
in
want to
town.
go in, if you're going with somebody else or going alone, and I'll deal with each person or group one at a time. But that's up to
What?
y'all.
Clementine, is there anywhere you want to go?
I kind of would like to go to the harbor master just because I feel like anyone that's running ships or knows about that would hear lots of stories of what's going on around the greater island area, and I just want to find out more about where we are.
I think they might know where Callie is. So I think we should go.
Sweet, let's go.
I'll stick with the
Okay.
kitty cat here, Sloan, if you
So
need an
wanna
accompaniment.
move your
Yeah.
characters over to the harbor master. Those that are going to the harbor master, I'll deal with y'all first. Let me go get the harbor master token. One sec. I thought I
Zan,
was
let's go see if
complete.
this guy has any weapons. I feel like we
Yeah, I
stock up on
personally,
arrows.
I'd love to trade this sword in for a nice new bow.
Okay. There we go.
Oh, good
And you
boy.
get to the harbor master's office. It's a basic shipman's office. And you meet Harbor Master Joka. How can I help you ladies today?
Well, we're just new to these parts, and so I've learned already so much just from these giant animals that you have here. It's a beautiful place. I was just hoping you would help teach us more about where we are and what's around us.
When you speak like that to him, he kind of like takes a look back, kind of looks over your garb, and he's like, "You lot are definitely not from here. What exactly is it you're looking for here?"
We sailed here, we ran into here, and we want to set up our new home here.
Okay. He says, "I wouldn't recommend here." He kind of leans in, and he says, "We've had quite a problem with the coalition lately."
With the coalition?
Yeah, the Brazen Coalition. Pirates.
Pirates.
He doesn't say it too loudly. He says, "We pay them for their protective services regularly, and they're great." And he kind of speaks up as if he's like being listened to. He says, "Yeah, it's really nice around here, these parts. But if you're looking to book passage elsewhere, I can definitely help you with that."
Are there many places nearby?
He says, "South. I would go south." He says the capital's nice, and if you're looking for those big creatures, there's tons of them there. Watch Tupa.
In the capital?
South of it. On behind him, on the wall, there's a giant map of Ixalan. So you can kind of get an idea, your first kind of look, because obviously it's a harbor master's. He's got all the ship maps and all that sort of stuff. So the sea charts and everything. Yeah, so you could get an idea of where you are for the first time looking behind him on the wall.
And so have the pirates gone through all of the parts, or are they not south? Or
He kind of like leans back and kind of points out the window from his chair in his office, and if you can see the boat I'm pinging, points to that ship, and he says, They'll be here for a while. They've been here for a while."
What do they want? What are they after?
He says, "Oh, we're just late on payment is all, the village. But we'll make the payment."
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone you suggest that we speak to just to learn more about where we might travel?
He says, I can tell you about most places. He says, but I would recommend travel to the capital by land.
Is there any way we can make money?
He says, yes, there definitely is. We've had problems also with why our payment is late. We've had trouble with a small tribe of lizard folk nearby. They also robbed our ships, and our payment for Captain Wrath and his men is late because of that.
Who do we talk to get that job?
If you go up to the guard post, I'm sure they could direct you, and if you were able to retrieve funds, the town would be well indebted to you.
Okay.
Well, Serena, how's it sound? Do you want to find our friends and bring them to the guard post?
I think we should tell them what we found out, yeah.
All right, we'll meet them at the guard post.
Okay, well, I'll pause you guys there. And then which duo or pair we're up next? Also, real quickly, I have to go to the inn and get a room. I need to commune with St. Cuthbert. I do not feel his presence on this plane. All the pieces out.
Okay.
Bye, Kyla.
Oscars in the mail. Let's go.
Well, Zan, I think me and Zan are gonna go check out the blacksmith.
Let's go in Sony and see what they got.
Yeah, I could. I'd feel a little bit more peace of mind if I had some more daggers on my person. Throw and.
So basically, it's
locksmith.
Gilbert, the guy you've met. He's also got a son there, and the two of them are working, but they have basically non-magical wares. They have just, if you're looking for a normal sword or item, they can.
How old's his son?
His son, probably in his early 20s.
Yeah, he's around Anduin's age.
Yeah.
I asked him, do you have any? I'm looking for, nice dagger. What's the nicest dagger you have? Just regular daggers here, or what? You guys specialize in weaponry?
We do a bit of styling on them, but they're pretty normal.
Okay.
Mostly here we end up, fixing boat parts.
Right. Do you have how many daggers do you have in stock? I could just buy some regular ones. I'd like to have some throwing knives at my
Lord goes over to a weapons rack and a couple of chests, and he comes back with 5 daggers. He says, "This is all I have at the minute."
I'll give you 15 gold pieces for all 5.
15 gold pieces for all 5. You're making me do work here, brother. I gotta look this up. I feel like I'm getting robbed.
I feel like I'm getting robbed.
Yeah. He goes ahead and smiles and says, "I'll take that."
All right. How much was in Anduin's pouch? Gold.
In Anduin's pouch, 4 gold, 5 silver.
Hey, free daggers.
Okay, so I give him 4 gold and then 11 from my person.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna hide
You guys
the
Lord Anduin tied up with you, right?
Yeah, I still got Anduin by the scruff.
When you
I'm dragging around
Lord
like
Anduin, you hear him back there go.
Look at but we're talking about blacksmith, yeah. Blacksmith, you wouldn't happen to know where we'd be able to find some enchanted weapons on this coast, would you? We've been sailing around for a while.
In the village, your best bet in the village would be Mortimer's. Past that, the capital. The capital will have everything.
Excellent.
I'm just gonna shove Anduin into the blacksmith and then just briskly walk out the door. Like, come on, Xanth, let's go to Mortimer's.
All right. As long as there's a tavern on the way there, I'm down. Thank you, Blacksmith. And Gilbert.
Yeah, thank you for the ride.
And then Arta Marie, I think you're on your own. Where are you headed?
Oh no, I'm just watching everyone and making my way to Mortimer's. I was just waiting for everyone to go that way.
Come on, Artie. Let's go to the magic shop. I think they got the good stuff.
Thanks, guys.
I'm just checking. You guys just leave Lord Anduin with the blacksmith.
You know what? I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna. What do you got?
I don't know where to leave Lord Anduin.
I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna be like, I forgot something. I grabbed Lord Anduin by the. I got him cuffed up. I'm gonna drag him with me I'm gonna tie a rope like he's my pet.
Good pity.
Just drag him around.
We're
going to Mortimer's.
The 3 of you?
Yes.
Yeah, when we get to Mortimer's, I'm gonna tie him up like a horse, kind of like at a post.
One sec, because Serena and Clem would have got to the guard post roughly ahead of about the same time, I guess. But we'll go back to them real quick. So Serena and Clem.
All right, is there a guard here we can talk to?
Yeah, you walk up and there's probably like this 17-year-old kid with a spear and a shield sleeping inside of a hut.
Can I roll for charisma and ask to talk to the person in charge?
He's just kind of snoring.
As you would with a 17-year-old with a spear.
And as she does, I want to kind of sneak around back and hide so that as he wakes up, he won't see me, so that I could get the opportunity to sneak around and see if I can find anything.
Okay.
Wait, he's asleep?
Yeah.
Asleep.
Okay. There's no one else around?
Maybe in the other part of
I wish I was in the guard check.
At the front area. No, there's just this kid asleep with a spear and a shield by his feet, spear across his chest, just kind of asleep at his post.
Yeah.
Well, Serena, what do you think? You want to try to
Let's
find
look around. Yeah, let's tiptoe around in there.
All right. You guys go on in, and then there's past him in the front area of the hut in the back. There's you walk in, and there's a bunk, and there's one other guard asleep on the bottom bunk in the main area.
Are there any papers around or maps or?
They've got their backpacks and stuff like that, but they're just asleep on the job.
I would like. Can I search? Can I just like search the?
Yeah.
Backpacks?
Let me get a stealth check with that to see how quiet you are about it.
If it was real life, 0.
Oh shit!
Those two would have been giggling the whole time.
3.
Oh my god.
Let's add into your 3.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think no, she rolled a natural 1.
That was a
The modifier
critical
is
fail.
Oh, that's a natural 1. I don't think you put fail on skills though, do you?
It's up to you.
I don't think you do. Let's see.
So, like in real life, the constant little.
As you're opening up the backpack next to the guard on the bottom bunk, he kind of stirs over and kind of looks, and he's just a lonely idiot from a fishing village. He's like, well, hello there, lady. And he gives like a really awkward grin and kind of like sits up in his bottom bunk.
You should
I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't mean to disturb you. I'm just looking for a frog. My friend, my friend Art Mary, she just really is looking for a frog, hoping to find one as a friend. I thought maybe it jumped in here.
Yeah, you guys really shouldn't be sleeping on the job. It'd be a shame if we told someone.
Walking in on,
Hey.
he kind of stops at that point. And he's like, is he asleep? And he looks out and sees his friend asleep with the spear, and he's like, God dang it. All right. You get out of here. We don't speak about this.
We won't speak about this if you hire us for work.
Says the only thing we have going at the minute, and he kind of walks over. He walks you, if you guys follow him, walks you out and around the side of the hut. And on the side of the hut, there's like a board post, and it's got. The only job we got at the minute, and there's a wanted poster for a lizardman chieftain. He says, clearing this lizard folk tribe out.
How much
But
money
it's
is
tough
that?
work. I don't think you two little dainty ladies are up for it.
How much money is the job
calling
worth?
dainty?
He says, well, if the recovery's made, it's up to the harbor master at the end, but I think the range is somewhere in the range of 400, 500 gold, depending on what you can recover.
Just to give an idea, what can 400 gold do for us?
You're asking that out of character, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 400 gold is quite an amount.
Okay.
Quite an amount. That's a lot. You were going to get 100 total between everybody, maybe for that job in.
I just bought 5 daggers for 15 gold.
What's the deal
lot of daggers.
with the lizard chief? What's scary about the lizard chief? Anything you can tell us?
It's just a lot of them.
Is the wizard? Do we get the gold, dead or alive?
But preferably dead.
Preferably dead.
How
I think
about
we can
these
handle that.
dainty ladies show you what we're made of?
Let me ask this: do you think it's a 2-person job, or do you think we might need 5?
As you can take whoever you want with you. But anyone who's gone yet hasn't come back.
How
They
big
don't
was
come
the
here.
biggest squad?
They don't come here at the moment because Wrath's men are here, so
Okay.
Can you tell us more of Wrath? What is he like?
you from where you are even, you can see the ship's mast from here, the ship, still over the other houses, even over the inn. And he says, yeah, they've been docked here for a while now. Because you might hear them drinking. I don't know.
Well, we would like this job, so how can we get this started?
As you bring that chief here and you can collect.
Okay.
Also, you recover. There's 3 crates that were stolen from our ships. We
Where are
need
the
those
crates
to-
at?
The lizard folk have them.
Okay. I'm gonna snatch the job off the board. Look at Clem, and I'm gonna ask, let's go look for everyone else. We're taking this
Let's
job.
go.
Okay, so as you
Got
guys
this.
were doing that, I need to grab, I'm guessing I'm grabbing Artie, Sloan, and Zan for the magic shop.
Ooh, we get to go in.
Correct.
Before we go in, I'd like to cast Disguise Self on myself. And I'd like to look like the blacksmith that we just met.
So, just because of the way this works, I'm going to take everybody to the magic shop, but I'm only going to take 3 characters with me.
I'm stuck in a loop.
Oops. Oh, I actually took the Uber's magics. Hold up.
Deletes map.
I can't believe I critically failed that roll.
Yeah, dude, that was
so
rough.
Can y'all see yourselves here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't. I gotta refresh. Hold on.
Okay.
Hey, there we go.
All right. You guys are free to move about the country.
Ooh, look at that.
I disguised myself as the blacksmith that we just met.
Okay. As you guys walk in to the Mortimer's Magics here, pause yourselves there for a second. The outside of the building looked like a small square about the shape of this room you're in, but it was completely made of wood. When you come inside, all of a sudden there's stone floors, stone walls, stone roof, and there's seemingly stone corridor leading off further than the building should exist.
Well, it's a bit interesting. I haven't even had anything to drink yet.
And
I
there's
rub my
a
eyes.
young, seemingly wizard's apprentice sitting behind a desk there. And she kind of stands up, puts her glasses on, and says, "Can I help you?"
Hi.
I'll come up with you.
I just found these 2. They're new to town. I'm just showing them around the town. But they have
What's the is it deception? What's the skill?
Oh,
I forget.
disguise self.
What do I need to roll against that? Ah,
I
there
just
it is.
look
Okay.
different.
Action. Spell save DC 11.
Yeah, so if someone wants to inspect my appearance, like if they're what do you call
Well, you're
it?
also
Suspicious of me.
speaking. Does it help? It doesn't change your voice, does it?
No, I'm gonna try my best to sound like them, but
Okay. So then I'm gonna need that. I'll need that check.
okay. What do I do? Like a performance or deception or something?
Deception would probably be the one.
Okay. $24.
Oh
Bam.
snap! She can't roll that high, so she is convinced. Yeah, Gilbert. We've got the package for you if you want it as well.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was coming by and get that. And also, these guys, they're new to town, but they're here to help with the pirate problem. And they got a pretty wealthy patron. But I need to make some adjustments to their gear. But I was wondering if you had like a nice bow or sword they could use for the job, and I could just take it out on a loan against my shop and pay you back next week.
This scoundrel. Philip says, I'd have to talk to Master Mortimer about that. I can get him for you if you want.
Well, yeah. Just so we don't have to go through the trouble. What do you have on hand by? Just so in case you don't have anything we need, we don't have to go through the trouble.
Shouts down the corridor. Says, Mr. Mortimer, sir. Gilbert's here. Could you bring his package? Also, he's wondering about a loan. 1 second. A little while later. out comes Mortimer Day. He is Dragonkin.
How you doing, Mortimer? Good to see you again.
All right, I'm gonna roll against that same deception. He will fall for it.
Hell yeah.
He'll say, "What do you need, Gilbert?"
Yeah, so I was just coming by to get this package that Philip was telling me about, and I was curious if you could do me a favor. I have these two adventurers with me. They're here to kind of help with the problem with the pirates and whatnot. They need some better gear, and I was wondering if you had any, a sword or a bow on hand that you'd be willing to loan, for the time being. You could put it towards credit towards my shop.
Problem with that is, I think you know my stance quite well on the Brazen Coalition. They don't mess with me, and I don't mess with them. If weapons were found to be hacking off their limbs that came from me, I would then have a problem.
I see. Okay. Well,
What about a bow?
Says,
I'm not going to hack anyone's limbs off with that.
But there's nothing I can do if items simply walked out of my shop and I didn't know about it.
How about this? I would put my stamp, a black
right here,
stamp on it.
There's a short sword. He picks it up and he places it on this end of the desk. He says, "I think there's a short sword unaccounted for at the moment." He says, "Maybe this will go a bit of a ways towards whatever somebody needed it to go towards."
What's the special properties with this one?
Can I cast Detect Magic so that I can see everything?
When you go to cast Detect Magic, you start incanting, and Mortimer waves his hand, and your spell's countered.
Oh shit!
So I used a whole spell slot.
Oh shit!
He looks at you. He looks at you quite seriously when you went to do that, and he's kind of cut like a. He looks back towards Sloane and says, "Gilbert, will you please teach your friends some decorum?"
Yeah, I apologize. She's not from around here, and she's not familiar with your policies. I apologize. She meant no harm.
Mortimer looks you up and down a bit, Artemery, and he says, "What on earth is a human doing in grung clothing?"
It was a gift from my predecessor, from my teacher, from the church. I am not good at this part.
He nods at you slowly and kind of looks back to Gilbert and he says, "Philip, get the package." Philip runs off.
Mortimer, what are the properties of this sword here? If my friend here fancies it.
It does look nice.
He says, he points, he takes the short sword out of the sleeve, the sheath slightly, and you see there's like a couple of icicles, or snowflakes carved into the base of the sword, and he says, "There are ice properties to this."
Ooh.
Interesting. And how much does this go for?
He kind of like turns his head at you a bit and kind of seems confused that you'd ask that question.
Well, I might want to buy it after I give it a little test run. You never know.
Yeah, I'm just on behalf
or maybe
of my
pick up a
here,
second.
He's a little shy, and I'm not too familiar with the enchantment.
He says, "You wouldn't have to buy something that walked away from my shop."
Excellent point.
You're right. Okay. Well, I think that sword will do. Do you happen, just out of happenstance, have any other oddities? Any maybe bows or daggers?
He says, "Nothing that can walk away from the shop, dear friend."
All right. Well, yeah, this sword should do just fine. I'm sure Zan here, he's pretty skilled with his sword, and I think that'll do.
All right, it's a fine weapon. I appreciate it.
He says, "But if you're able to put wrath down, we can talk about other things."
Right, Wrath. I definitely know what that is.
Hi, babe.
I
He,
I
he,
think.
he, 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 he's gonna get advantage on this one after you say
Oh,
that.
Oh shit.
Roll number 1. And roll number 2. And he just kind of says, yes. He kind of slides the package from Billip over and he's like, get some sleep, my friend. I think you've spent too much time down fishing.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna nudge Sloan with my foot into his foot, like really discreetly.
Yeah, it's been a long day, Mortimer. I'm gonna escort my friends out, and I thank you so much for your kind, for helping these guys. I think it's gonna do some greater good, and I really appreciate it. I'm gonna remember what you did for me today, and stop by anytime.
Yes, Mortimer. We appreciate your generosity in this matter.
He nods. He says, Philip, continue on your day. And he walks out. We will go back to town. Okay. At this point, you guys could meet up wherever you think meeting up is a thing. If you guys you might even see each other on the street. You can kind of pause and have a moment.
Yeah, so I think naturally we'd be heading to the
meet outside the
inn.
inn.
Have a drink. Yeah.
I want to go to the tavern.
Yeah, Clem, I bet Zan's getting a drink. We should meet them there.
Yeah, let's head over to the tavern.
You guys are going to the tavern?
Yep.
Okay.
Is it the Dizzy Dwarf Inn?
No.
Oh, no, I see it now. I see it. My bad.
Yep. Oh, whoops, one sec. Okay, Mance.
Are you going to turn back into your cat self?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to drop my spell before I go into the inn.
Okay.
And you're still dragging Anduin behind you. Or is he
I
still
tied
up?
Anduin outside of the tavern, and Zan, are you holding onto the sword? Are you going to sheath it and keep it covered with your cloak?
Oh, I put it in my pack when we left.
Anduin up outside of the tavern.
Yes, like a horse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can do what skill would that be? Ooh, there's not like rope as a skill, is it? Let's see. I got skills here.
Dexterity or something?
No, I gotta look at the skills. Because obviously,
dexterity rolls.
I tell you, I'll be honest.
Just how it kind of works. Let's see. Spells, feats.
I'm not there. I need to, I guess, refresh. I'm not in the tavern.
Yeah, if you refresh the window, it should fix it.
Sometimes if you like zoom out as well.
Zoom out, yeah.
Sometimes in the black, like.
Okay.
Man, this sword looks fucking sick.
I know. It's
Okay.
excellent.
Dripping ice and shit.
I'm just gonna keep it in the pack for now. I don't want to attract anyone's attention.
There we go. There she is.
All right.
Cue
tavern
feel
music.
Free to move yourselves into the tavern, but then once you get into the tavern, let me describe the scene for you.
Ooh.
Okay. Are you guys all there?
I am here.
I
Yep.
am.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Just zoom out, see if you're there. Yeah.
Slim, you want to sit with these girls?
Okay, so as you walk in, you'll notice a handful of things. Mostly there's just a handful of commoners around. It seems kind of sparse. It's midday, so everybody's not really got their drink on yet. Behind the bar, there's the barmaid. At the bar, there's a clearly dressed orc pirate. In front of a door off this way is a giant ogre pirate. At this table in the back is a cloaked hooded figure, as every D&D bar needs, and there seems to be a kitchen off this way. From there, it's just a pretty typical small village tavern, nothing out of the ordinary. If we can try to keep it in some sort of order, please let me know what you're doing.
I'm gonna go up to Bethlyn here. Say, excuse me, miss. I would like to have a cup of your finest ale,
Go up and
please.
sit right next to the orc.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him.
You pull up the chair right next to him. You're an elf, correct?
Yes.
He looks at you and he says,
Or
"You might
half
wanna
elf.
back it up, elf. You might want to back it up, elf, before you get your ears chopped off onto the floor."
Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right. How about I move down one? All right.
When he says that, the lady behind the bar looks slightly intimidated, as she says that. She pulls up in front of you and says, "Yes, can I help you?"
I'd like a cup of your finest ale, please. I'm a bit parched. Long day of sailing for me.
She pours you a pint of ale, drops it down in front of you. Says that'll be 5 coppers.
All right. I'll go in my pack and grab 5 coppers, and I'll give her an extra one and wink at her.
Does this tavern contain any forests?
What do you mean?
Any herbs that'll be distributed? I don't know. I mean, she has ale. I have no idea what Ixalan has to offer me. So
Judging for that herb.
Ooh.
I asked for forest. I love forest
she
land.
says-
They're right.
She says herbs. There are herbs in town, but not here. She says you'd be better fitted trying to get herbs. I'm pulling up the map. Over at Howe's Trading.
You. And I just look at Zan and hope he and pray he doesn't say anything else to our next door neighbor.
I'm gonna.
I didn't get a good vibe from him.
The Barbaine's attention.
As she comes down. Wrong.
So
There we
we
go.
got 94.
So are you a cat person?
She kind of snickers at that remark and seems a bit more lighthearted than when the orc down the bar kind of was intimidating.
Right.
For charisma.
Are I say it really, really quiet under my breath. The pirates looking fellows, are they in here often? Or are they just here visiting? Are they regulars?
She pretends like she didn't hear what you said at all and says, "What can I get you to drink?"
Okay. What kind of milk do you have?
She walks over to the door and yells back, "Chef!" You hear kind of like a weird, kind of deep voice. What, do we have milk? You hear laughter coming from the back. Yeah, in the keg. She comes back and says, "Would you like an ale?"
Milk?
She just shakes her head.
What about the big things I saw walking in the forest here? They make milk or no?
They're clearly
What?
reptiles.
You know what? I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave the bar, and where am I gonna go?
Kitty sit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go stand
Sit.
over. I'm gonna go stand at this table. See if I can at this seat right here, and see if I can listen to what these 2 blokes are saying behind me.
Okay. Clem and Serena, what are y'all up to?
I would like to wink at Serena and say, "Watch this," and I'm gonna walk up to this ogre pirate and let him know that our hooded friend in the corner said that he had a really good time with his mom last night, and hope that the ogre pirate gets offended and walks over, because I want to
Okay.
sit behind him to try to talk to people.
One thing first. One thing first. Can we get the watcher over there, please?
Yeah.
Can we get the watcher over there?
Holy shit.
You're stirring a pot.
Coming.
Not the good kind.
So basically, get her view. Get from this square next to her. So at this point, you are seeing behind the ogre, because the ogre, although he takes up most of the door, doesn't take up all of it. You are seeing the first named legendary Magic the Gathering player.
Oh
in
shit!
Captain Vargas Wrath,
Hell
a
yeah.
red uncommon. He is there at a table behind. You see an orc captain, pirate captain, all sorts of suited and booted from top to bottom, with a fancy hat, big old cutlass on his side. And the ogre does respond to you and says, "He said what?" Starts marching out this way.
Oh shit!
Sweet.
Goes
I'm
up to the
gonna
table.
kind of sneak behind him and make my way up here. And I don't know what to say. Gosh, now that I'm here, I didn't think it would work. Wow.
Yeah, it's an ogre. It doesn't take a lot
Yeah.
to piss him off.
Yeah, you're right.
Fish boy, the merfolk that's next to him jumps over the clears the table quite handily, puts his hand out in front of you and says, "The captain's not seeing anyone at the moment, ma'am." And is very polite about like trying to usher you back out of the doorway. At this point, though, shit's gonna hit the fan, so I'm gonna
fuck.
need initiative rolls from everybody,
Oh.
whether you want to or not.
Whether you want to or not.
Limb.
Hell yeah.
Information. We have no idea what's going on. This is great.
You know, I rolled a 3.
So
I got
glad.
+5 to initiative now. Yeah, let's go.
I have a
Oh
negative
my god,
1.
you animal!
Okay, let's go to the monster manual, because I was not expecting this to happen. Alright.
Ogre
Pirate campaign, you did it! You're the first derailer.
Let's go.
Derailed. You had plans, DM. So much for your plans.
No, you did not.
Very nice.
That poor person in the cloak.
Let's
Whose
see.
side are we on, though? Who do we fight and who do we not fight?
I am
don't know.
sitting my ass in this chair, unless a beer bottle hits my head. Then I'm
All
hissing.
right. 17. So let's go from the top. We got 22. I think.
Magic
next to
Highness, I think you're like disputed.
Can we move before our initiative take action?
No.
Damn it.
No.
So I can't move while he's stomping across this very large tavern. I can't get over by the
If
cat.
you wanted to make a movement while you saw clearly angry ogre stomping across, I'd give you half movement. Anybody could go about 15 feet, maybe.
I'm just gonna move tables. That's it.
I'm just
Okay.
watching this
I
happen.
Other than that, that way. Okay, so Serena has the bigger initiative modifier. Let's see. I'm just writing all these down. Artie with the 2, Sloan with the 6. Okay, Zan, you're up. Basically, what happens in
I
the
want to be
surprise
first in this
round?
situation.
What happens in the surprise round is the ogre goes over to the cloaked figure in the corner and says, "I heard you were talking about me," and flips the table literally flat into the guy, smashing him into the wall.
Holy fuck.
The guy gets up from behind the table, seemingly mostly unfazed, and then basically you hear the pirate next to you, Zan, go, "This ain't happening now," and reach for his sword.
Alright, I know what I'm going to do.
And
Oh, fuck.
you're up.
I'm going to put Hunter's Mark on the person in the green cloak and shoot at their face.
Okay.
In the cloak, God.
Can I just
This poor
why
person.
not the freaking ogre that just pulled his sword on you right next to you?
I'm going to be his friend after I murder this person. Watch.
Oh god.
Alright.
At least he knows he's murdering somebody.
Oh god.
That
Oh,
is a
boy.
crit.
Yep.
So now this is, I'm going to roll. So it's my first attack for the combat because I have Dread Ambusher now. I get to roll an additional 1d8 per attack. So I get to roll 4 d8s.
Okay.
And then I'll get 2d6s on top of that. And I'm not in darkness, so I don't get the other one.
Is that
Oh,
counting?
yeah,
Mark?
it's very, very light in here.
Yeah. So we'll do 2 of these.
Oh my god, he's about to one-shot this motherfucker.
2. And then I get 2 of the hunter's marks. And then it's my first attack of the combat round, so I get another 2d8s off of the... I'm just gonna fucking wax this person. Hell yeah. One of those. And one of those.
What's the total on that? 17, 18, 24, 31. So as he gets shoved into the wall with the table, seemingly pushes the table back off himself, seeming all cocky and high, you can't get me, ogre. You loose an arrow he was not expecting, but he hears it and he looks over, and at the same time, the arrow goes straight into his forehead, out the back, and pins him to the wall behind himself, and he's just
oh my god.
Shouldn't have been talking shit.
Spitting out of his mouth at the same time.
I think it's a new record for damage.
At the same time, the orc behind you goes, "Yeah, attaboy," and smacks you on the back. It actually kind of hurts, but not enough to take damage.
Ah, yeah.
And the ogre turns around and is like, "Drinks for this man."
Let's go! Yeah.
Let's go, baby!
Unless anybody else is doing anything in combat, that would be it.
I'm not doing shit.
Nope.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Just gonna sit in my chair.
You just turn around, boop, went back to drinking his drink. Like, what the fuck?
Real quickly, Clem, the merfolk is trying to usher you out of the back room, though.
Oh man, I'm just gonna bat my eyes and say I just need a strong man to help protect me from this. There's too much going on back there. And besides, I heard you're the strongest ones in town.
Or it's
Give me a charisma check. I've got a target number written down, and if you beat it, you might get there.
It's loading. Okay.
I retract all of my past statements. I love this. I am. Oh my god.
Okay.
Nice.
The captain seems kind of flattered. Captain Vargas Wrath, the orc back there, he's like, "Yeah, I'll let the lady sit down and have a drink with us." And when he says that, immediately the merfolk moves his hand, moves back to his seat.
Well, it seems
The ogre comes over to you, Zan, and sits. Well, he doesn't sit. He'll break the chair. Stands next to you at the bar. The orc slides over one. You are now in the middle of a orc ogre sandwich. Dreams do come true.
Hell yeah, let's
That
go.
smells great.
He definitely pirates with no deodorant does not.
It's alright, I'm a sailor myself.
LGS on a Friday night, baby.
Right? Oh, I know.
Oh lord.
Hey, what'd you think of that shot, boys?
Yeah, that was Magic Highness Barcelona in the summer last year, bro. Oh my god.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Anyways, they sit between you. They go. They holler over and they go, "Bethelin, get the keg." She hustles over.
My kind of party. Let's go.
Grabs a keg, brings it back, puts it on the bar, puts 3 cups down, and starts pouring.
Excellent. I'll bet you fellas have never seen a shot like that before, have you?
They say not in my life. But we're gonna go in some conversation orders here. Unless anybody's changing where they're at and who they're talking to, then you can move there now. But then we'll get into the conversations that are gonna take place.
I was just wanting to move. If anybody's not around the body, I was going to try and like look it over, see if there's any good shit in there.
Okay.
That's the only thing. I'm not talking to
You're
anybody right
going
now.
to loot dead man.
Conspicuously.
bad
I don't want to be like hunched over him, like rummaging through his shit, but I want to see like if I can like kind of casually walk by. And
He's still literally stood up, hanging off the edge of an arrow, kind of his knee on a bench at the table that he pushed back down, like literally propped up against the wall.
Okay,
like,
well I'm gonna go up to the body and like look at the arrow, be like, "Oh my God, Zan, nice shot," and like act like I'm inspecting the shot on his head, but I'm really looking him up and down for any good wares.
You want to like slide a hand his pouch or something?
Yeah. Just like, cause I don't want them to get pissed, like, "Hey, that's our loot" or whatever the fuck, you know. So I'm just gonna like, I want to do it.
Yeah, just move yourself over there, and then that won't take that long. So where would you go afterwards? Because I have a feeling the only reason I'm asking is I'm sure these conversations with either Captain Wrath or the orcs at the bar are going to take a minute. So I just want you guys to have a minute or two to do what you're going to need to do as well.
All right, I'll just go sit back down with Serena after this.
I was gonna say, Serena, where's Clem?
Clem is up there doing her thing. If she needs me, she'll call for me.
Okay, and I give you those eyes. Like, let me know.
I'll let you know.
Stay put. I'll just stay here.
Here we are talking in code again.
11.
I was audibly using girl code talk. That's all.
Girl code. More dependable than bro code, but also not. Anyway,
Depends who you're talking to.
So back up to the top. I'll start with Clem and Captain Wrath. I think if you move the Watcher into the room, it will get a better view of that going on in there.
It's not right. Hold on, I gotta get way zoomed in.
Well, I'm just gonna tell the captain how impressed I am with all I've heard since coming to town has been about your ship and your people and how much you've been helping out. I would just love to hear more about your endeavors.
Well, I know that's a lie. They say I've been helping.
You don't think you've been helpful?
He says, no, I run an extortion racket here. What do you think I do? He says, look,
I heard that you were...
I give no qualms about what I do. You need to love the work if you're going to do it. He says, you know, I could use a fine lass such as yourself on my ship.
Well, I've heard that you've been protecting these people.
Sure. That's why the lizard folk were able to rob them so easily.
Well, what do they need protection from?
And make sure Admiral Brass doesn't come this way.
Ooh.
Hey,
Admiral Brass?
Oh, shit.
And is Admiral Brass nearby then? Have you gone against them?
Admiral Brass? You don't know who Admiral Brass is?
Tell
He
me
looks you up and
more.
down again and he says, these aren't local garb. Where are you from, little lady? He pours you a bit of the wine that's on his table and passes it over.
Oh man. Gosh, I'm so nervous. I'll take a sip and try to just like bat my eyes away. And just talk about how good the wine is. And man, you know, we've taken a job to also help your endeavors in protecting these people. How can I be helpful to you?
How can you be helpful to me? He kind of just sits back and he says, I think I'm doing all right.
Well, perhaps the people of the town would be
He says
more
they'd love
likely.
it if you go take care of their lizard folk problem.
Do you have any hints to help me out? I'll be able to come back and be good company for you if you help me defeat these lizard folk.
He says, you want me to go dirty my hands with lizard folk?
I just would love your knowledge because I know that your strength is superior, and so your knowledge must be as well.
He looks to his merfolk friend over there. They both just kind of look at each other and just start dying laughing. He says, you do flatter me so, and I enjoy it. That's why I'll drink with you. But I'm not fighting any merfolk. And if you want advice as for how to fight merfolk, cut their throats while they sleep.
Well, can I at least rely on you? If time would ever come, could I give you a call?
He leans in and he says, "Was I not clear that I'm a pirate who runs an extortion racket? You can rely on me for nothing, miss. And I can promise you that."
Well, perhaps we will meet again one day. And I'll back away to run to Serena to tell her everything I found out.
Woo.
Spill the tea, girl.
I feel like we need to go to the bathroom real fast.
So over to Zan at the bar in your sandwich.
Hell yeah. All right, boys. So let's say, and we'll play a little game here. First person to finish the drink gets to go talk to those ladies over there. What do you think?
The ogre looks down at you. He says, "All right, on 3." And he picks up his drink and downs it in one.
That was extremely impressive, sir.
I got this. He walks over. Actually, this will happen quite a bit later. He's kind of, well, actually no, because it would be the 3. So before you get there, Clem, I'm gonna back you up a bit. The ogre will approach your table, Serena, you and the 2 commoner ladies that are sat there. He smells quite foul. He's just like, "Can I buy you little ladies a drink?"
Yes, you can.
All right. He walks over, pulls the keg off the bar, brings it back, plops it on the table, crashing everything over.
Oh, wow.
Over to the other side. Sits down. You can hear the chair creaking underneath him.
Big boy.
"You're not from around here, are you?" And then about now you could walk up, Clem.
Serena, you'll never believe this.
The ogre kind of cranes his neck around, looks at you. "It's my lucky day." He screams back to the back room, "Captain Varg, you'll never believe it. I'm sitting at the table with 4 ladies." You hear
Well, I'm
laughter
sorry
coming
to cut
back
this. I'm sorry to cut this short for you, but it is a bit of girl talk.
"Oh, well, it was good while it lasted, little lassies." Heads back to the bar.
As he's walking back, under my cloak, I want to pull his pants down with my mage hand around his ankles.
The ogre?
Yeah.
I believe
ogre, as
there's
he's
a
walking
weight. I believe there's a weight limit on mage hand.
10 pounds. I just want to. The mage hand.
These are giant. These are kind of like almost like burlap pants. They weigh more than 10 pounds.
They're just like my hand's just tugging. I can't do it.
And with the belt, no, it's not going to be 10. It's going to
Okay.
be more.
Please stop tugging.
Give it a
Oh,
shot.
the ogre.
All right.
Sorry,
I'm
Bob.
gonna stop before I get my ass kicked, and then y'all can go back to what you're doing.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. Zan, you can chat these fine.
I would
orc
love
and
to.
ogres up again if you'd like to.
What happened, big fella? Did you fail a Riz check over there?
Oh.
Oh, never you mind. What brings you fine gentlemen to the to tavern today?
Come to take these fine folks' money. Kind of
Excellent.
looks around the commoners and just laughs a bit.
Well, I was a pirate in the North Seas a little while back, so I know my way around an extortion ring.
North Seas. He kind of asks you, tilting his head.
Yeah, you know, there's water north of here, the North Seas.
What?
Well, maybe I call
Yeah,
it something a
no
little
shots
different.
out.
I've been all over the place. You have to excuse me.
Well, with a shot like you got in pirating, I'm sure we could talk. To the cap, get
I
you
am
on
looking
board.
for work in the area. I'm just passing through.
You're with these lot, though.
Kind
of looks back.
I actually met him on the beach, so I'm just trailing him for the time being.
The orc chimes in real quick. Pour me another one. Kind of nudges you to get over to the tap with the keg, which is no longer at the end of the bar.
He nudges me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's one next to him.
I'll get another one. Can we get 3 more?
Yep. She runs back in here, grabs some, comes back, pours up some more.
So who's running the show around these parts? Like I said, I'm just passing through. I'm not really sure who I should be on the lookout for.
The captain, he's off in the back over there.
The captain. Nice. What kind of ship are you boys running?
What do you mean?
We used to have a 80-foot galleon on the crew that I ran a while back.
Nothing that fancy.
It's unfortunate. Anything? Like I was saying, is there any work to be done around here? You boys need a little help. I'm sure running the extortion ring takes up a lot of your time.
I don't know about these lot. Maybe passage north for them.
I can make up for any shortcomings they might have. I mean, as you can see, I am quite the shot.
The orc leans over. It might be nice to have a couple ladies on board.
Oh, it's never a bad thing. Just don't bring any bananas. That's bad luck.
Yeah. I
Where-
don't know. We'll have to talk to the cap, though. You have to ask him.
Could I talk to him directly, or would you guys be parlaying for me?
Depends on if Fishboy lets you talk to him or not.
Maybe I'll see if I can bend his ear a little bit later. What's up on the agenda for you lot for the rest of the week here?
Yeah, wait till these people can pay us our money and move out.
Have you just been sailing around port to port? Is this the only only
We do our
place?
collection, and then move to the next people.
What's the competition like around here for pirates like yourselves?
Well, the coalition usually handles about all of this area.
Coalition. Is that are you all a part of the coalition?
They kind of look at each other. You're not a pirate.
Well, define pirate.
If you don't know the Brazen Coalition, you're not a pirate.
Well, I told you I wasn't from around these parts, boys.
Would I have been able to see that he's struggling in the conversation and there might be asking too many questions? Is that close
Yes.
enough?
Yes.
Can I yell out to Zane and be like, Zane, Clem says she talked to him. And then that way I can get you out of there.
Oh, all right.
Sorry, I don't want to hear teeth ogres.
Yeah, he is kind of large, right? I don't want to fuck with him either.
Yeah, I mean, he already got tugged enough.
I'm gonna say, hey, I'll tell you what, boys. Hold that thought. I'm gonna go see if I can get the ladies to team it up with Slater, like we were talking about earlier.
All right. We'll keep drinking for you.
All right, save me a couple. Don't drink them all. I can go for a few more, but I'll be back in a little bit.
All right. Then you guys can have a little powwow, I'm guessing.
Yeah, let's all go over here.
Because we also need to get the...
We just
Couple of the commoners leave the bar because there's a dead body stuck to the wall.
Yeah.
You're
Did I
welcome.
find anything on that body?
Yeah, you get the coin purse. I'm doubting you want to go through it right next to the body. You just kind of palm it.
No, I was palming.
Yeah. Okay.
Then after that, I'm just gonna go sit down in this.
Okay. There is a table large enough for the group of you in the corner here where not everybody could hear you if you kept your voices down a touch.
Yeah.
I think that sounds
hey guys,
excellent.
Let's go over here. Grab a seat over here.
Well, I would like to fill everyone in on all of the information that I got from the chief, and that I did not think I'd get that far, but I was pleasantly surprised. But I would like to linger on the fact that Serena and I were able to find us a job.
Excellent. I have a bit of info as well.
I only see 4 of
you
you.
smoked that guy.
One of you might have your characters overlapped.
Oh, I probably sat right on top of Artie. There we go.
Yeah.
You can sit on my lap. If you do. Oh no, I'll sit at the head of the table. That's fine.
There you go.
Okay, so you guys go ahead and chat it out.
I can't believe you offered that guy, Zan. That was crazy.
Yeah, like I said,
Stirring
I have my
drama.
moments.
Did anyone gain any information, or did we just unalive people?
All right. So, from what I've gathered, I tried to explain to these gentlemen over here that I'm a pirate, because I was at one point in time. Not for a long time. But apparently the Brazen Coalition seems to be who runs the show around here. And I believe that the what's his name? The gentleman in the back that runs the show around here. He's they're extorting this town for protection, kind of like the mafia. I don't know if you guys know what that is. But they don't seem to be very nice.
I was able to speak with him a bit, actually. I was a bit surprised.
And he didn't cut your head off.
I know. I was trying to flirt my way in there, and it worked much better than I thought. I was going for the first hand, but the chief found a liking to me. And so I think he's on my side for now, so we can keep that in the back of our pocket. But basically, he said he's extorting the town, and he's running a little ring around them, but he has no interest in the lizard folk that are taking over, which ties to the job we found. But the interesting thing, I think, was that he was speaking of this Admiral Brass, and that, they're the ones that we should really be fearful of.
Oh, yeah,
Like
the
his
boys of
boss?
the bars
Admiral
didn't mention
Brass,
it.
his boss, or what?
It seemed more like it was like a dueling relationship, like it's like an opponent of some sort.
Like rivals, almost like turf.
Yeah.
Huh. Well,
Did any of the pirates take money from you guys?
Not for me, no.
not that I know of.
So-
Under the table, can I check that coin sack that I got? How much gold is in that?
So eager. There's probably about seven gold in there.
Okay.
Hey, you
I'm
almost
gonna
said
tap
free
Zan
daggers.
on the shoulder. I'm like, hey, Zan,
All
stop that poor
in.
bloke you shot.
You can keep it, kitty cat. I don't need it.
You don't have to tell me twice. I just tuck it in my pouch.
Just milk change.
Just milk change. It'll help you pay for those daggers.
His money.
You did get me a free sword, after all.
Yeah, I think it's badass. So you said we had a job for killing lizards?
Yeah, so basically, like, the town's being terrorized. We went and spoke to the shipmaster. Gosh, I can't think. And he was telling us, the harbor master, and he was telling us that, the only safe space really to go is south, to the city center and the capital, because the lizards have just like taken over everything, and the pirates, the pirates are the ones that, they have to pay their protection, but the folk here are late on their payment for protection, and that's why the pirates aren't leaving. And so I think, the pirates are an issue, Admiral Brass is an issue, but then we also have the lizards that are just stealing everything and running wild. So
What do you
the
think?
job is for the lizards. I guess we start there.
Are we gonna double cross the pirates eventually? Is that the play here?
Well, they did
We use
say,
it to our
I
advantage.
think I impressed him with my shot, and we
Yeah.
might be able to work something out later. I did slip up a little bit when I was talking to him. I didn't know who the Brazen
I
Coalition
think I have
was.
the chief in my back pocket too.
Yeah. So what? So we're gonna start doing some criminal shit, or we're gonna try and undermine them, or what do you guys think?
How much were they going to pay for this lizard job that you guys found?
That's a great question,
said-
Zen. Great question.
I think they said ultimately it's up to how well we do. Serena, is that right? Or did we lose her?
Mm-hmm. Just as he said that.
Well, as she's remembering, maybe she's had one too many ale, I'm not sure. But I believe the harbor master, well, they said it's up to the harbor master. He's the one that has the job, and he's the one that will pay. But it depends on how well we do. But ultimately, 400 to 500 gold.
That is a significant amount of coin, kitty cat.
I would definitely be down to kill some lizards.
All right. Well, I wouldn't mind shooting a couple more arrows.
You guys, you're just going around killing people without asking questions. I feel like the pirates are extraordinary. I love that they're in our back pocket, but I feel like there's a lot of information missing. Why are the lizards stealing the money from the humans? And why are the humans trusting these pirates who are clearly working with merfolk? Also, there was dinosaurs.
Did you say merfolk?
There was merfolk over in the back
is a
corner. Are you
merfolk?
paying attention to your
Yeah,
surroundings?
I was.
The first
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna I'm just gonna sit back in my chair and cross my arms.
I think
I
we
love
should
these
go after
questions,
the lizard
Artie.
people. But I feel like we should not go in guns a-blazing, boys. I feel like we should just travel as if we're outsiders once again and try to see how much information we can gain before we go shoot.
What if we have it as a quick and easy job well done to get the money and not making any enemies, and then we'll see what information we can grab.
And we might actually make some friends with the people who run the show
You guys
around
have to
here.
realize I'm not 100% against lizard people because I was raised by frog people. And then the dragon guy, we met this dragon kind guy, and I feel like this area is very accepting of our people, right?
I'm definitely not going near that dragon. If that guy finds out I stole a sword, I think he could kill me in one fireball.
I would say
stole
so
a
also.
sword?
Yeah, you remember when I disguised myself as a blacksmith?
gave it to
And
I thought
yeah.
it was unaccounted for.
definitely gave it to me. Definitely would not have given it to me if I wasn't that guy.
That's why I'm going to
And,
keep it in my backpack so no one sees it.
Yeah, I'm kind of wary. So whenever the blacksmith goes over to Magic Guy's shop, yeah.
Wow, that's a good point, actually. We probably don't want to be here when that happens because they're going to put two
Yeah.
and two together and figure out
Yeah.
what we done.
I feel like we should maybe check into the lizard people and go down that alley. And in the event that we don't get any information, I say we unalive everybody and we claim the gold.
I'm definitely murdering some lizard people for some gold.
Don't murder
I'm
everyone.
Maybe
I'm
they'll be
starting to
nice.
get a little worried. I'm starting to get a little worried. What if the lizard folk are the natives of this place, and maybe they're the ones that are being wronged? These are just the first people
Ooh.
we've met.
Yeah, I feel
Maybe
like
we
you
need
guys
to
are
That
just
is
learn more
true.
information.
And if they pay more coin, I would definitely be happy to attack the town, I guess.
So what if we go into this just trying same thing, trying to get information, see what's going on, and then
Yeah.
if they don't have a better offer, then we go in guns blazing.
Yeah, if they have a lower bid, yeah,
I'm all about going where the money is.
I agree.
that's my motive.
Also, I have to inspect a lot more things here. I've just been sitting back and watching, but I feel like there's a lot of reptiles here, and I feel like I might be able to find some more things to help us with our undead problem back home.
I almost forgot.
I didn't
Oh,
get
you
that. No problem.
talking about the area here. The area
Yeah,
as a
the
whole.
area. The area here, I feel like we need to travel.
Well, keep me from getting scared, and we'll be here for a little while.
Protect you always.
I got your back, kitty cat.
Alrighty.
I am scared
Thank you.
that you have our back and our friend.
I'm really scared.
Shot was
Scared of the big ass ogre guys.
From my understanding, you guys are gonna go try to check out this lizard folk route.
Yes.
Yes.
Unfortunately, that will have to happen next session.
Yeah.
Oh, 9 o'clock
No.
already. All right.
Because we have hit the ending time. But we know that our faithful party will be on the trail of some lizard folk who stole goods from a local ship. Meanwhile, Captain Vargas Wrath, the first legendary character they've encountered, is sat in a tavern waiting for the town he's extorting to pay up, and drinking all their ale in the process. Till next time, folks, it's amazing, but everybody, quick, tell us where we can find you, what you do, any projects you're working on, and then we can sign out.
Guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Wild, for once again setting all the streaming business up. We'd be lost without you.
Thank you.
We
My
have
pleasure.
Mousepad setups, Playmats on the website, custom Playmats, JankMats.com. We're still doing the foil jeweled lotus giveaway. Free entries on our Instagram, and also every dollar you spend on our website will go towards the giveaway if you use code Lotus10. So that's all I got.
Hey everyone, I'm Magic Highness, and I'm just plain old Magic the Gathering TikToker who just likes to have fun with all of her friends. The coolest stuff I'm working on now is going to be stuff with SheEDH, and one of my co-presidents is still here with us, so I'm going to pass it on over to her.
Yeah, SheEDH is the best stuff I'm working on right now. Thank you for all of the support on the Bloomborough preview card. That was super cool. But yeah, I am Queen Honey, and so I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And yeah, SheEDH has a lot of fun stuff that we're planning. The big stuff is for Vegas, so we are gonna have a big party on Thursday that you'll hear about soon, but tons of stuff. If you're still looking for a place to stay, you can reach out. We have some options, but lots of fun things that we're planning for Vegas, but also just in general. We have so much fun stuff coming up. So excited about SheEDH, all about making gaming a more inclusive and equal space for all types of gamers. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm Wild, aka Sleeves and Dweebs. I founded the Diminutive Dweebs Discord server. If you guys are looking for a Spelltoe play group, come check it out. It's discord.gg/dweebs. You can also find me on Twitch, streaming every Tuesday and Thursday, and I'm on Instagram, posting memes because I cultivate those things. But I hope you guys like the setup. I'm working really hard on it, and we'll see you next time.
And I'm Dawson DM. I'm just really happy to be getting back into playing D&D again. You guys have been an amazing party for this. I appreciate the watchers, because you have a token now. You do watchers. Patience while I relearn everything about Roll20 and how to DM again. I make weird tokens. You can find them at Dicktokens.com. It's exactly what it sounds like. This project is probably the funnest one I'm working on at the moment. And then a couple buddies and myself, we stream every Sunday at really early, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on Twitch. Everything's a 7EDH streams. We don't rule zero, and we just play, and it's fun.
I'll be on this
Kitchen
Sunday.
Table. Yeah, and actually, Sleeves and Dweebs Wild, he'll be on there this Sunday, so please pop in and check it out. But that's all from me.
All right, cool.
Sweet, yeah. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yeah. Stick around for the raid. We're going to find somebody good, but we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Peace.
Peace.